Hi, welcome to Codeforces. In this episode of Deldos, we'll be solving an Adobe, Microsoft and Amazon coding interview question. It is a very simple interview question, but still, most of us wouldn't be able to solve it in the given time complexity. Let us see what this question is. The question is, sort an array of zeros, ones and twos. Sounds very easy, but we have to do it in the order of n. So how do we do it? So we'll first take a sample input, apply the logic to solve this question, and then go to the compiler and code this logic. So we'll start with the sample input. So let us say we have a sample input 0 to 1 2 0. So in this case we have 2 zeros, 1 1 and 2 twos. So the sorted form of this array would be 0 0 1 2 2. So we have to go from this to this. Okay. So how do we do that in order of n time complexity? So what are we going to use is, we are going to use the concept of count sort. So what is this concept of count sort? So first we traverse this array and then find the total number of zeros, total number of ones and total number of twos. We have these three elements, so we'll have three variables which correspondingly has the count of all these three numbers. And at last what we'll do, we know that zeros come first and then 1 and then 2. Have the count of zeros, ones and twos. So first we'll traverse this array from 0th index all the way till the count of zeros. So till that count we'll fill in zeros and then we'll start filling in ones and then we'll start filling in twos. We have the count, so we know till how much we have to fill ones, till how much we have to fill twos. So that is the logic that we are going to use to solve this problem. So let us move on to the compiler and code this logic. So here we are at GFG practice, and this question's link will be in the description below. So after watching the video, do go and try this question. So here we are given a void function that has sort 0 1 2 function. We have to sort this array A and we are given the size as n. So we'll have three values, three integers to be precise. Count 0, which is equal to 0, int count 1, which is equal to 0, int count 2, which is equal to 0. So we have three variables, count 0, count 1 and count 2. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to traverse this array and fill in these values. So I is less than n, I plus plus. Okay, so if the value of a of I is equal to 0, then we increment the value of count 0. So count 0 plus plus. So else if a of I is equal to 1, then then we'll increment the value of count 1 plus plus. Else at last we have 2, so that comes under else class. So we'll increment the value of count 2 plus plus. Now this for loop has ended and all we have now is we have the three variables count 0, count 1 and count 2. Now we have to traverse this array again and fill in these values at their respective positions. So for int I is equal to 0 till where? We have to traverse till count 0. And why is that? So we have to fill, let us say the count 0 in this case is 2. So till 0th index and first index we have to fill in zeros. So we are traversing till count 0 and then I plus plus. Okay, so what do? We do array of I is equal to 0. Okay, now we are moving on to the next for loop. Next we have int I is equal to, we can have even j, but let us stick with I. So we'll start with I is equal to count 0. Since we saw in this case the count 0 value would be 2, so we are starting from index 2. We have applied, or that is we have filled in zeros till index 1. So I is less than count 0, so I is less than 2, so till first index we have filled in zeros. Now we are starting with filling in ones, so we are starting from index 2, that is the value of count 0. And till where should we go? We should go till count 0 plus count 1. This is different. Why? Because we have the count 0 value as 2 and count 1 value as 1 in this case. So till where do we have to fill in 1? So the number of ones is stored in the count 1 value and not the index till which we have to apply 1. So till which index do we have to store 1 can be applied, can be bought by adding count 0 plus count 1, and we are incrementing the value of I plus plus, so a of I is equal to 1. And the next for loop, so for int I is equal to count 0 plus count 1. So that is the ending part of this first for loop, and it is the starting point of the next for loop. So here I is less than n, because we have to fill in for the rest of the values with 2, so we are giving straight away n, and a of I is equal to 2, and voila, it's done. So let us run this code and verify our output. So we have got the output as problem solved successfully, and that's the solution to this problem. So let us move on to the write out session. We have solved this using the count sort function, and that gave us the time complexity of order of n. But so if we are not using the count sort algorithm, then how much time complexity will we take in order to sort this array? Let me know your answers in the comment section below. If you love this video, please drop a like and comment down below if you have any queries. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next episode of Daily News. Until then, bye bye.